There's no... It depends on what you mean by teaching specifically. So, for example, if you mean getting hired, let's say, by a school from Animation Mentor, Anim School, animate, any of those, um, wanting to apply there to have a teaching position, the question would be, or sorry, the answer would be, it doesn't really depend on the amount of years, but more about the experience and skill level that you have as an animator. These schools are looking for animators that are currently working in the industry so that they can provide up-to-date information and not like, oh, when I was an animator 20 years ago, this was what the industry was like. No, what's the industry like now? What's it like working in a studio, a modern studio right now? That's one of the things that these schools are looking for. Now, some schools aren't looking for that, so if you find those schools, you don't have to be currently working in the studio. But most of the time they're looking for experience. How are your animation skills? Do you have a high level of polish? Do you have the ability to capture that feeling of life and personality in your shots? That's kind of a key for these schools because they want mentors that will be able to push the students to have that same skill level. So in terms of those positions, it's not so much a matter of years, but so much more a matter of your demo reel, essentially, and how well you can teach. Yeah, it's a great reel like any other job. Exactly. Animation is all about your reel, in whether you're teaching it or working in it. Now, with that said, do you have to have a great reel? No. In the sense that you can start teaching at any point. For example, Cameron and I, when we were in Animation Mentor, when we were in class 2, so we barely knew animation. We had just passed the first class at AM. Like, we just finished that, and we started teaching students in class 1. Not officially, not as mentors, but we went through that program. We knew what the mentors were looking for. So we started teaching them and creating survival guides for them and creating newsletters. And kind of, okay, here's all the things that we went through and all the stumbling blocks that we went through. And don't do this. The mentor is going to dock a grade for this kind of thing if you do it in your animation. And don't forget to do this. I forgot in my assignment. So you're teaching them from what you learned. It's still teaching, but more of kind of a big brother, big sister kind of way, where it's like, okay, you're a peer buddy kind of element. It's still a form of teaching. You can do that at any time. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. You don't have to be the greatest animator ever. You just have to share the knowledge that helped you get to where you are and what pitfalls you fell into, all of these kind of things. That is huge. That's the way Cameron and I started. Our whole career essentially started because we liked being helpful to other people, and we would give advice and kind of train others. We would always volunteer for like peer buddy programs where you take on a student and you're there for them to give them feedback and critiques whenever you can, and jump into Q&As with them, kind of one-on-one. And it's essentially just, hey, I went through this. Here's some tips that helped me get through it. Or don't do this. I fell for this and it ruined my shot, kind of thing. So you can do that at any time. If you want to teach and you really want to do this kind of as a living, there's lots of ways you can do it that then can become gateways into actual teaching. So for example, Cameron and I, we started with the peer buddy program. We started with these newsletters and things that we created. And eventually Animation Mentor went, hey, you're really good at teaching this stuff. Students seem to really like what you do. Do you want to teach here? I went, sure. So that was our avenue into it. We had our animation reel, sure. But a lot of it came from the fact that they knew that we could teach or that we liked helping students, and that students seemed to respond well to the way we taught it. So in your case, if you want to teach, one thing you could do is start a Twitch channel, start a YouTube channel, start a small mentorship program where you just like a peer buddy program where you take on people as students and help them learn the first few steps. And you can use that as a showcase to a larger school if that's your goal, to go, see, I can teach this. Students, they respond well to my teaching methods. It also allows you to kind of practice your teaching methods, not that you're using students as guinea pigs in any way, but you're learning, okay, what really helps students? What really lets them learn and lets them push themselves to that next level? So yeah, do it. Like, eventually you can easily get a teaching position, or you might even just start your own mentorship and just have your own little like school that you have full control over, which is also really cool. I've been thinking about starting Twitch for this. Thanks. Oh yeah, definitely. And if ever you have Twitch questions, feel free to message me anytime and I'd be happy to help out. It's teaching and helping people out. Like, I love doing this. Is the whole reason I do these streams, is because it's fun to answer people's questions and help out and hopefully make someone's journey into animation a little easier than when I went through. And mine was a lot easier because I had my mentors and my buddies, my peer buddies, who helped me through the school. So it's trying to pass that along and give someone that advice that might make or break their career, hopefully, and allow them to just forge through and get to their dreams. So yeah, long-winded answer. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. A few aspiring animators approached me, and I actually teach part-time whenever I can. Yeah, there are other opportunities like alumni tutor programs, peer buddies, not official teaching, but I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do in terms of that, like building your reputation as an instructor. And they're all really good. Let's see. I started teaching just helping out underclassmen in uni. Before I knew it, I was working as an instructor. Yeah, that's the same thing here. We were helping out, just doing random little things, jumping into random student-run Q&As and hosting for an hour and teaching a topic. And yeah, let's see. Am I the